Hi, it's Amy, and I'm here to analyse another film opening, which will help me into my research for my psychological thriller film opening. Now, today I will be analysing one of my favourite psychological thriller films, Shutter Island. Now, this was directed by Martin Scorsese, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. So let's start with the titles. There are a limited number of titles in Shutter Island. The only title is to introduce the setting, Boston Harbor, 1959. This establishes some expectations we might have for the film, like costumes and other mise-en-scène, accents and views of the time. This also establishes character. Leonardo DiCaprio's character calls himself Teddy, therefore we are immediately aware of his name. We know that Teddy will be the main character as he is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, a well-established actor. We go straight into seeing him being sick, which immediately lets us know more intricate details about him. It is the nitty-gritty pieces of information like this that helps us to sympathise and relate to characters. This is very important for this storyline, as Scorsese wants us to be on Teddy's side so that the twist at the end of the film is even more unexpected and dramatic. Later on, we find out that he is afraid of water, which is foreshadowing future events in the film. We also meet Mark Ruffalo's character, who has his back to us. This creates suspicion and also foreshadows that he is not to be trusted. Mark Ruffalo's character helps us to find out even more about Teddy. He asks him questions which allow us to find out things not easily mentioned, like what happened to his wife Dolores. This dialogue also helps establish plot line, as they discuss their jobs and hint towards what their current job is, yet it is still ominous, which creates tension. This is a convention of psychological thrillers. It also introduces the idea of Dolores through the narrative technique of a flashback. The brighter colours in the flashback suggest a happier time and contrasts with a dull, gloomy colour in the present. This contrast shows bright binary opposites, a convention of a psychological thriller. Therefore, it could represent bad events to happen later on in the film. The fact that Teddy is still wearing the tie that his wife gave him, and the fact that this is emphasised, shows us that this will be a big part of the film and a theme that will run throughout. Next, we will talk about themes. So the themes that are presented in the opening are mental health, and this is established through the presentation of Teddy's fear of water. It is suggested immediately that he is not quite mentally healthy. The image of Teddy staring at himself in the mirror the first time we see him presents the theme of identity, which is revealed to be a big theme which leads to a massive twist at the end. This is a big convention of psychological thrillers. For the music, well, there isn't much music, but there is a soundtrack of diegetic sound. So this is like the water, foghorns of the boat, and speech between the characters. However, in the flashback, there is a low-pitched tone which is slightly unsettling and makes you feel uncomfortable. This can immediately warn us and help us form impressions about certain characters, in this case, Dolores. So the BBFC have classified this film as a 15 as it contains strong language, bloody injury and disturbing images. However, we cannot tell this just from the opening as the true action has not happened yet.